Ladies and gentlemen, this is the YouTube channel vlog show of inspiration and realness. Also, this is the YouTube channel vlog show of positivity, personality, and fun. This is Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977, and now the perpetrator of these shenanigans, Big Beefy E himself from his Big Beefy Man Cave in New Bedford, Massachusetts, Mr. Shenanigans himself, and the two-time Chilling 3000 2022 End of the Year Awards winner, Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, for that lovely intro. Well, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. You are watching yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. This is episode 383 of the show, and it is Wednesday, and you know what that means. We're going to talk about what happened on AEW Dynamite. Watched it 16 minutes ago. I had trouble trying to get a video going, but this encoder situation was driving me crazy, but all I had to do was just turn the webcam app off and then turn it back on, and it will work. So no big deal there. So here we go. To kick off AEW Dynamite in Phoenix, Arizona, the All-Out title was on the line. Orange Cassidy defending against Wheeler Yuta. These two guys went at it. Wheeler Yuta was frustrated. Claudio Castagnoli came out during the matchup, slapped Yuta, says get in there and show him what Blackpool Combat Club was all about. Wheeler Yuta was getting aggressive on Orange Cassidy, and then Claudio Castagnoli felt like he'd done his job, so he retreated to the back. So he got to the back, and then in the end, Cassidy hit him with the orange punch. Went to go, but came out with a hug. Wanted a hug from Yuta as a sign of sportsmanship, but Claudio Castagnoli said, no, here, now. Yuta jumped out of the ring, grabbed his pure championship title, the Ring of Honor Pure Championship title, which he's in possession of because he is the Ring of Honor Pure Champion, and walked towards Claudio Castagnoli, pat him on the back and said, hey, you did good, even though you didn't win. So there's that. Renee Paquette interviewed Evil Uno and Adam Page, and it got to the point where Evil Uno says, you know what, you've been talking too much, let me handle this, and no matter what happens, don't get involved in the match. Adam Page like, fine. So, because Adam Page and Jon Moxley will go out in a Texas death match. And then Ricky Starks, the Revolution will be televised, came out and said, you know what, I'm moving on from Jericho. I got an open contract for anybody to face me at AEW Revolution. I know somebody wants to be part of the card. Chris Jericho comes out. My God, great. And he doesn't think that Starks deserves a rematch. So, out comes Pretty Peter Avalon, the wingman, to attempt to accept Starks' challenge. But then Jericho decided to hit Avalon with the Judas effect, and Jericho tells Starks he'll fight him, but I have no pen. He goes, damn. And this is Ricky Starks. Damn, but I got a pen. And then Jericho holds the pen like he's going to put somebody on the list and puts it. And I'll write Jericho Appreciation Society. And Jericho Stark says, I believe you can beat me by yourself. So Jericho said, oh, fine. I'll write down everybody's band from ringside, and you'll have your match. So Revolution, it'll be Jericho and Starks one-on-one. And then the tag team division cut a promo about the Battle Royal, and who's going to win it. And, teams like Best Friends, Jarrett and Lethal, Butcher and the Blade, Top Flight, Dark Order, and I still like Johnny Silver, Johnny Hungy, the Beat Man. I like that guy. And Lucha Brothers and La Facción Ingobernables and all those teams. So in the Acclaimed, and so the Acclaimed come out to face Big Bill Lee Moriarty. And here's Stokely Hathaway with the beret thing. He's got the cast on. The big baby that he is. He thinks he's scared of Hook. That's why they had him suspended, because freaking Stokely Hathaway is scared of Hook. Everybody should be scared of Hook. And Stokely Hathaway's a total wuss bag. He looks like Kevin Hart and Charles Barkley's DNA's got mixed up in some freak science lab, and out comes Stokely Hathaway. For goodness sakes, he got those big bug eyes, like, Jesus, what's going on? And he has a voice like Cat Williams. Remember Cat Williams? So anyways, yeah, Stokely Hathaway. What a goomball. What a goober. And he claimed did a diss rap on the Big Bill, saying, hey, your girlfriend called me your SAWFT soft. So anyways, the Guns show up during the matchup, and but despite that, the Acclaimed did win the title. And not the ones, they didn't win the tag team titles, excuse me. The Acclaimed won their matchup, and they'll be focusing on their title match, I meant to say. Tony Schiavone about to interview Christian Cage, so Jungle Boy Jack Perry attacks Cage from behind to pay him back for what happened last week. But then he came back with, then he walked out, and I figured, oh, he's done. Came back out with 2 chairs to present a concerto, but then Cage low blowed him and started beating him up and started slamming his head repeatedly on one of the steel chairs. And then Samoa Joe responds to Wardlow, and he said, AEW Revolution, you're going to regret meeting me in the ring, as Samoa Joe would say. Samoa Joe would say something like that. So Wardlow and Samoa Joe will go at it for the TNT title at Revolution. And then Skye Blue went one-on-one with Saraya. And she was when Tony Storm came out with her. One thing, usually you're supposed to boo the heels and all that, but when it comes to Tony Storm, I'm not booing her. Because I'd be like checking out her booty. I know she's married, so Juice Robinson, salute to you, my friend, for marrying her. Because I'll tell you one thing right now. Tony Storm's got more curves than a winding road, let me tell you. But in the end, Saraya did beat Skye Blue by submission. And as they're about to spray paint the loser label on Skye Blue, Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter came to chase off Saraya and Tony Storm. And then they decided to put the loser sign on the fan's sign that says, this is DMD country. I figured, hey, if they did that to my sign, I'm like, hey, I got an autograph, So we'll have a little fun with that. And then Ruby Soho comes out and looks, but he says, you two out of the way. I just won Jamie Hayter's title. So Jamie Hayter goes, okay. So, and then Bryan Danielson dressed up Crown of Phoenix. He said, you know why he's been doing this? Because he hates me. And yeah, he's getting everybody to do his dirty work, but he hates me, as we said. MJF interrupts Danielson, and then he got real personal. And by talking to his kids, saying your daddy's going to have permanent total CTE, and Danielson just went off on MJF, started beating the crap out of him. Officials and referees try to separate these two, but then they all going around, started brawling each other. So this is out the locker room. I think the locker room did not want to help MJF. I don't blame them one bit. And so anyways, Tony Schiavone came back to interview Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter. And Jamie Hayter says, how about this? Revolution, Saraya, Ruby Soho, you get your title shot. So it'll be a 3-way dance for the AEW Women's World Championship. Tag team battle royal, like I said, some of the tag teams I mentioned. And during the matchup, though, Mark Briscoe came out and beat up Josh Woods. Another team was there, Tony Nese and Ari Daivari. They were eliminated. But the winning team ended up being Lethal and Jay Lethal and Jeff Jarrett. Team Slapnuts, I like to call them. So they'll be the third team of 4. They'll be one of two. Second team of 3 teams that'll be challenging the Guns in a fatal 4-way for the AEW World Tag Team titles. And the other team is the Acclaimed. But then the House of Black cut a promo on the Elite. It looks like, I think they want to challenge the Elite to a trios title match at AEW Revolution. They'll talk about it, I think, either next week or this Friday night on Rampage. Renee Paquette interviewed Tony Khan with the announcement, but Tony Khan figured he's going to leave that to Adam Cole. Adam Cole says he's going to come back to the ring next month. And they're talking about a new show called AEW All Access after Dynamite. That's right, screw Power Slap. Or as I like to call it, the Mo Howard games. You know what I mean? Because they'll hold you slap like the Three Stooges. So anyways, and Lethal and Jarrett were celebrating on winning the Battle Royal, but then the Guns interrupt them and say, hey, we should work together and take out, well, whatever. So anyways, Jon Moxley and Evil Uno, what a match this was. It got to the point where Evil Uno got so busted up when Jon Moxley gave him a headlock, blood was gushing out. I'm like, dude, get the match to be over. And it got to the point where a referee stoppage during the matchup, like towards the end of the submission, but then Jon Moxley won the match. But then he refused to let go of Evil Uno. So Dark Order, Alex Reynolds and John Silver came out and started beating him up to let him go. And then Claudio Castagnoli and Wheeler Yuta kind of evened up the score. But then Adam Page says he's seen enough. He came out and started beating the crap out of Moxley with a barbed wire, busting him one up open. Got to the point where Moxley had to retreat. And that will be it for today's episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans in 1977. Tomorrow will be the final Press Your Luck Banks on Tomorrow and Thursday for February of 2023. I'm the defending champion, the Banks version, with over $107,000 in cash and prizes. And as I defend my title, I know Player 2, I think, retained, or the Player 3 retained their title after I was close to dominating last. So 1 out of 2 isn't bad. We'll find out what happens tomorrow when I play a little bit of Press Your Luck. So until the next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer. And by the way, get to see Tony Storm in action this Friday night on Rampage as he faces Willow Nightingale one-on-one. So I'm excited. So I'm excited at that. I love Tony Storm. So I'll see you later. Until the next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, please take us home. That is all for today's episode of the show. This is Mr. Lima speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E, do it for Bob Saget production. And in association with A Sweet Bowl for Raving Dingleberries Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching another great episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Until the next episode, goodbye for now.